We're live. Sorry, we're late. We had some technical difficulties.
The
Yeah,
only
I
one
don't know.
that's. Go ahead.
I don't know what happened. It was it just went black. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I feel like the only one that's relatively tech savvy between the three of us is John, and he's always hopping on late. So
Yeah, I'm absolutely not tech savvy at all.
neither am I.
But we're here. We are good. I need to uh I need to buy a new computer. I've been putting it off, but if we're I was talking to my wife about it a few weeks ago. If we're gonna continue to do this every week, it's probably smart for me to invest in another computer. We just don't really have anywhere for a desktop, which would be ideal. But I guess I just need to buy another laptop. I'm using the laptop that I used in college. It
It's
was a
still
nice,
running.
yeah, it was nice. Like
Wow.
it's a MacBook, but I got it like I think I got it my freshman or sophomore. I think it was my freshman year of college, and I actually saw today that 7 years ago today I graduated college, which is interesting. So
Well,
yeah, it's old,
congrats.
but like
Hey, John.
I can't update it. I can't save anything to it because there's no storage. And to get storage, I have to upgrade it or update it to the newest software, Apple iOS or whatever it's called. And since the computer's old, it won't let me. It won't let
That's
me do that.
that's probably why you don't get the whole stuff that John gets every time that he.
Yeah.
What are you talking
You're just.
about, man? We're having a good time.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
I remember my 7-year college anniversary.
Do you? Has it
No,
passed yet?
no,
We're
bro.
the same age, right?
I graduated when 2017. So I'm a year before you.
Getting old, man. How are y'all?
All right.
Well, John, I did not do the workout this week. I'll be honest with you.
What happened?
I was planning to do it this morning, and my body's just wrecked. I said, nope. I'm not doing it.
Dude, I
everywhere.
I did a partner workout that like I just made up out of the blue. I thought we were like the guys. There's only guys at 9:00, and they were all my guys. And it's just the four of us, and we were all kind of not feeling great. And I was like, let me just like make something up, like that's just kind of grindy, but no real skill, right? And we did 2v2 on it, and I mean, we were all just like it was like a war. I think you guys would have a ball doing this workout in Tennessee if you guys wanted to drop into a gym. You feel very accomplished after it. It's 100 cal bike. It's partner workout, so you can rotate as much as you want. Okay, 100 cal bike, 20 sandbags over the pull-up bar. So just like a 7-foot pull-up bar. You just got to throw the sandbag over it, 100 pounds. 100 cal row, 20 sandbags over the pull-up bar. 100 cal ski, 20 Arnold press with 53s, and then 100 sandbag squats with the same sandbag. That's it. It sounds super simple. It didn't sound bad. Man, like when you're racing it, it got really bad.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun. That one actually does sound fun. A lot of the other ones don't.
I didn't have any
fun.
rules. I didn't have any rules on it. So like I technically didn't say that it had to land when it gets over the pull-up bar. So like I was trying to catch it and then redo it. And I was able to do it, but it was just like somebody just bam, right when I would catch it, just buckle me a little bit. And then Scott, like my partner, he tried to do it, about killed him over. He was like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, man. But I just thought it would be quicker. Hindsight, I don't think we made up a lot of time because then I started burying him because the ball would just get right back over to him so fast. So it's just like he never got like a rest. And then so he started taking longer. So I don't think it really helped us very much in the long run. But it was a fun workout.
Yeah, I'm with Brock. That sounds entertaining still. It's much better than the torture you prescribed from last week.
No burpees. No. Yeah. These are all big guys too. Like they're all like they're not trying to do burpees, man. I wanted to do something that I thought we'd get like it'd be a fair fight.
Who's actually trying to do burpees?
If you're concerned about your fitness, then everybody who's
not
trying to be fit, man.
I think fit enough. That's what I'm striving for. Fit enough.
I don't know where, but I'm pretty sure the burpee is the most calorie burning movement out of all fitness movements.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
If you just think
they suck.
Yeah. I think they're great.
That's like the one movement that if I don't know what I'm going to do for the day, I always incorporate burpees.
So simple. Everybody can just fall and get back up.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying, Daniel, if you wanted to create a workout and you had no idea what to do, no idea the skill level of people, no idea of anything, just program burpees.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes. No, I think that's part of the problem with the workouts that you're prescribing is I don't have enough skill for you to do anything that's actually entertaining. So it's like we have
something like that is entertaining, but like you have to have all the stuff
right
to do it.
Like if I could do bar muscle ups or something, we'd have something maybe a little entertaining. But so I'm holding you back. Sorry. I guess I'm just mad at myself right now.
It's okay. Really it's okay. You're not a CrossFitter. You're not supposed to be skilled.
I would like to do. There's a partner workout I saw. It was I don't know the whole workout, but I think it was like a pyramid, and in the middle was they had boxes stacked up. I think it was like 3 or 4 high, and you had a wall ball. I think it was a 20-pound wall ball, and so you basically were doing wall balls, but you had to throw it over the
box.
Stacked boxes. But then when you threw it, you had to do a burpee and get back up. And
first one to drop
burpee wall ball.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
It'd
be painful, but
I did the second semifinal workout this week as well, and it ruined me, dude. It didn't seem bad when I did it. I was fine. Like after the next day, my body was roasted.
Was that the shuttle run one?
No, the shuttle run one's bad, but I'm not fit enough for that to ruin me because like I did 1 round hard and then 3 rounds of just making it through and then the last round hard. Like that's how I did that workout. But no, it's the overhead lunge one. So 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, double dumbbell overhead with 70s, double dumbbell lunge, overhead lunge.
That's heavy.
And then and I didn't really think anything of it. Like I did 10 steps, put it down. You can only go 10 steps at a time. Did 10 steps, put it down, did 10 steps, did my 20 GHGs, got back to the dumbbells, was like, I don't want to do it again. Like it just got really like I'm only against Tyler. Like me and Tyler are putting it out, like against him for this thing. And like I beat Tyler within 5 minutes because he can't do it's too heavy for him. He can't do it. This is heavy enough. Like I think Brock would struggle with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Tyler got to the round of 16, and that's where he got capped. 20-minute time cap, and he was at 16. He did 20-18. It was in the 16th. He was doing 2 steps, and then just couldn't. And then he started slamming the dumbbells. He was getting so mad that he couldn't do it.
Oh man!
And I knew it. We knew I was going to beat him in that one just because it's really hard to do, and we knew he was going to struggle with it. So he told me his score ahead of time, and like again, like 5 minutes in, I was ahead of that, and then I had zero desire to do anything. I took like 3-minute rest in between things. Like it didn't matter. Like I was so like none. There was like a class transition happening when I was doing it too, and I start like people asked me questions, and I would just kind of answer them. I'd walk over and be like, "Do it like this." In the middle of them, didn't care at all. Had zero motivation to like try to do it for real, because it was just so tiring. And then I didn't think anything. Like I didn't really work that hard, so I didn't think it would hurt at all. And I woke up the next day roasted. And then we did that partner workout thinking, and I thought it would be active recovery. And I put the 2 best machine guys on the same team, but they're not as fit, but they are very big, and they're really good at machines. And they just had such a thick lead going into the squats. And I didn't think they'd be able to Arnold press very fast because I just thought the Arnold press would be hard for them at 53s. And Josh did 10, and then Derek did 5, and Josh did 5. And I was like, I don't think we're going to win. I thought they would. And then the squats, they took a long time on the squats. And that's like one thing, sandbag squats, you can either crank, if you can crank city, you're awesome. But if you can't, it's really hard because every squat is just.
Where are you holding the sandbag with?
Just on your shoulder, on your shoulder back. Yeah. I put a shoulder standard on it. Not right here because people would cheat their squats that way.
Sure.
But anyway, they were really slow. But they were like 2 minutes ahead of us. And me and Scott both thought that they won. I was like, man, y'all killed it. They held like 1,700 on every single on the ski and the row, and Josh biked the first 40 cals on the bike in like 30 seconds. He lives for those sprints though. Like that's what he does. But he's good at not dying. Like he'll do that and just give him like a minute, and then he can be okay. You know.
Wow. Was that the swimmer?
No, the swimmer's was on his team though. So he's a good rower. The rowing like is his big deal. But yeah, they were like had a 40 cal lead. Well, we both thought that they won. Like going into the last element, we had 40 cals left.
Gosh almighty.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It was like a 2-minute lead. And then we did a set of, I did 15, Scott did 10 on the squats, and we're at 25. And I said, where are you guys at? And Derek said, we're 30. And I'm like, all right, see you later.
What?
And then I completely, it was such a dick about it. Well, he did 10, Josh did 10, he did 10. But they were really tired at this point, and their transitions were like really, really slow. And like I did 15, and their squats were slow, is the thing. Like I was doing 3 to every one of their squats, but I didn't know where they were. They were there for so long. Yeah. I didn't know where they were. And he said 30. And I said, all right, you guys have a good one. And I just started cranking it out. And I told Scott, it was so funny because I told Scott, it doesn't matter, man. Don't worry about it. Like when they were ahead, I was like, if I need to do 60 squats in a row, I'm just going to do whatever I need to do to beat him on the squat. It doesn't matter. I got to the squats, and at 15, I was like, you got it, man. My legs filled up so much faster than I thought they were going to fill up. I thought I could do 30, like it wouldn't feel anything, and then it would start getting like real. No, immediately, like at 8. And I was like, oh, no, this is not going good at all. But thankfully, Scott was a good squatter. But it was a very fun battle. I mean, I would be one to get like Grant and get a partner with like Grant and get a partner, and you two go against whoever his partner is. Because he'd be dumb enough to think he could beat you guys.
I'd put him in the dirt.
But I'd actually get somebody pretty fit to be with him because y'all are on the machines. I'm sorry, it's like they had a 4-minute lead on us, and we're not, or 40 cal lead until like 2 minutes, and we're not bad at machines, me and Scott. And they were just holding paces that we would not be holding. And you guys would be similar
Well, they must have just really went way too hard on the machines though. If they couldn't do squats like that.
Neither one of them are very fast squatters, like in general. It's different. It's different. You're athletic, so you probably squat fast. But like if you're not athletic, like naturally.
Well, I'm just talking, dude. They had a 40 cal lead, and they were only at 30 when y'all were at 25.
Yeah, well, their transitions though, like Derek would put it down, and then Josh would get off the bench, like,
oh, okay,
and get up real slow and walk over to the bag, and then like take a good time picking up the bag. It's like 30 seconds in between their transit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, with that, I think they did what they should have done. And then just could they hold on? Because they were going to need a lead going into that because we were always going to squat better. But anyway, I think you guys would be similar. Sprock's very good at machines. You would be very good at machines. They're sprints on and off because you'd be great. And then we give Grant somebody fit and he'll think he'll win. Be like, give him James Sprague. If James came. Do you guys think you could beat James Sprague?
No.
James and Grant?
I mean, Brock better carry the team, man.
What can you not do in that workout, Daniel?
Hold the pace.
Like I'm saying, what can you not?
You could hold the pace because we would do like 10 cows on.
Yeah, 10 cows on and off on the bike. You have 5 10 cow sprints.
Yeah, I could do 10.
You can't do 5 10 cow sprints, dude.
No, I could do 10.
No, you're okay. Here you go. Come on. Hold on. The bottle fell out.
Oh man, I could do 10 cows.
That would be good.
10 cows would be all right. We could do that. Probably try 15.
You could hammer down. Yeah, on the.
Okay, we're good. We're experimenting with doing the bottle by ourselves.
The ski, definitely.
All right, it might not work.
You could do. If you did 10s on the ski, because the transition's really fast on a ski.
Yeah.
Bike transitions aren't. I guess it would depend if it's a bike erg or an echo, because it's echo bike transitions are a little slower. That would be fun though. I don't know if it would be.
I would love you. I would love you guys to go against James, but like Grant is holding 900 on the rower. Okay, you're doing double that.
That's true.
Relate
Arnold
that to
press
pace
would
for
be
me,
hard
man.
for me.
Shoot, Daniel. Okay, 205.
Oh yeah. Right.
And you're going 130.
Yeah. Is well, how many Arnold presses was it?
It's only 20 though, so that would be good.
It was only 20.
In the Arnold press where you come down.
You come right here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 20 with 53s.
Oh. All right, we're good.
And I mean, the sandbag over the pull-up bar might take, like, you would be fine especially because you're both tall, but it would take a little bit of like a technique, just how to like jump, pop, jump, but there's no way James has to let Grant do something because he can't do a sandbag over the pull-up bar and then walk under and then get the sandbag again over the pull-up bar faster than what you two would do back and forth. Like a back and forth would be faster. Well, I mean, just somebody like that. Like we'll find somebody, and I'll be like, "Hey, I don't think you can beat this 2 guys who have never done CrossFit before." Brock, you have to say you never did CrossFit.
That's terrible, dude.
And like they're just both, they're one likes to run, the other one played football in like a low tier D1 school. Like you're just, they think they could take, you and Grant. And dude, they would take the challenge. They would take the challenge.
I like running. I hate running.
There's no running in the workout. Here. You want me to say you used to be
I'm good at
cross country skier? You ski the Alps.
Yeah, I'm a rower. Division 1 rower.
I think it would be really fun though. I would get up so much for that if we could pull that off. My snatch clinic, by the way, got rescheduled to Friday night. I don't know when you guys are going, but
I'll be there.
It's Friday at like 5:15.
I think I'll try to make that.
You have to be the first in line to get there. It's the first 40 that are in line.
So what are you gonna have? Like a weight crew an hour before?
I don't know, but that's what Wilson said. We can only accommodate 40 people, so like maybe 5 people show up. But if people do show up, it's just the first 4. That's how they're going to say it. The first 40
my
that
snatch is bun cheeks. I need help.
I know. I'm trying to help you.
Okay.
You gotta be.
Hopefully, I don't have class.
I honestly probably could just be like, "You're fine. Come on, share a barbell with this guy." But we're gonna bill it like the top 40.
No, I'm not gonna take someone's spot that actually
no
cares.
Stop it. I'll use Brock as a demo athlete, and then you can.
No, you don't. You definitely don't want to use me as a
you can be you can be his helper. What do you mean? You think your technique really bad? I thought you were just weak.
I think all of the above. No, my hip.
Well, nobody ever sees you lift, so we don't know.
That makes it really hard.
In a line of 6.
Obviously, yeah, I understand that, but just in case there's people who want to snatch after I bust this sub 4-minute Isabel, people are going to be all over it.
That's brutal. Why does your dad come and ask you like that, man?
I don't know. He likes to be like that. Did you see Jeff Adler's heavy Isabel?
Dude, that's insane.
Dude, so Daniel, Jeff Adler did 225, 30 snatches for time, and 319. Now, I did 185, and I tried to beat it. I had paces out. You just had to do one snatch every 7 seconds. That's fine. That's it. One every 7 seconds. And I tried to go with 185. I got to 20, and then just boom. And I couldn't beat him with 185.
Wow.
And this is like, I'm supposed to be like really good at this. And 40 pounds heavier, he still beats me by 11 seconds.
We checked the plates. They weren't fake. Brad Castleberry?
No, that doesn't happen.
Okay. All right.
Dude, that dude's such a douche.
That's only Brad Castleberry.
Yeah. So what is a man?
Girl.
I was supposed to come up with a workout this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to talk about it at the end?
Yeah, we can talk about it at the end. I ran it by John, so it's been verified by the Stephen A. Smith of CrossFit.
Oh, dude,
Nick Wright. No, don't call me Stephen A. Smith. I'm Nick Wright.
Stephen's such a douche.
Hey, I need to get a burp rag real quick. So you guys go ahead. Start us off with what we're talking about today, and then I'll come in.
All right. You're good.
Brock, you want me to start or you?
Go ahead. Side note, right quick. Have you seen I don't want to go down a rabbit hole by saying this, but it reminded me because I said, "What is a man?" Have you seen What is a Woman?
The movie?
Yeah, by
Walsh, Matt Walsh, or whatever.
Yes.
No, I haven't. I've heard it's hilarious though.
Phenomenal.
Really?
It's very, very good. Anyways, that's a side note. We can talk about that. Maybe we can talk about that next week.
Okay. All right.
No,
yeah,
seriously, it's good. It's good. You should watch it.
It's been recommended to me. I need to check out the Daily Wire stuff a little bit. It's
Lady Ballers.
It's actually on YouTube.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, What is a Woman?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the trans show.
Streamed it.
They made a movie of these guys that just like, guys, we can play basketball as women, and then like they just get a team together, and then they play like in the WNBA and just start killing everybody. It's a Daily Wire movie.
It's crazy, but it's reality.
You're talking about What is a Woman?
Yeah. Very good. It's crazy that it's
So,
even a thing.
dude, and again, not to go down a rabbit hole, but since we're already down this rabbit hole, the fact that
Sorry.
there had to be Supreme Court rulings in Great Britain about it, and one of our Supreme Court justices can't answer the question. Like, what is going on here?
My dad, he tells a story. He's told it numerous times when he preached on topics similar to this, and he tells a story about when he was on a mission trip in Nicaragua one time, and a lot of places like that, like in the barrios and the real poor communities or whatever, it's so hot in the summertime. A lot of them, like all of them, when they're younger, all of them just have like buzzed heads, or when they're real young, your hair doesn't grow as fast, blah blah blah. So a lot of them look the same. Boys will be wearing girls' clothes, girls will be wearing boys' clothes because they don't have anything. Anyways, he said we were in one of the communities one time, and we asked the woman, "Is this a boy or a girl?" And she looked at him, and she didn't know the kid. It was just whenever you go to these places, all the kids crowd around. Well, they asked her, and she said, "I don't know." And she walked up to the kid and took their pants, opened the front of their pants, and then she said, "It's a boy." And it's like, it's that simple. Like, it's crazy that we even have conversations like that.
I think we're getting away from it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I actually think we're headed in the right direction with it.
Either that or a temporary reprieve.
Or that. Sure.
Sorry, the cynic here.
No, you're good. It doesn't take away from it, but yeah.
All right. So transitioning that into what is a man. I mean,
pun intended.
no pun intended. I think what we kind of wanted to just talk about and discuss a little bit was basically the perception of what manliness is in this world. And it's obviously changed quite a bit over the last, 50, 60 years versus what a man is supposed to be as defined by the Bible. So maybe to open us up, what are some, like, if you guys were to pick the picture perfect, like, this is what a dude should be, like, who are we going with?
Jesus.
Besides him,
Boom.
obviously, it's God Almighty.
Roasted. Tore that answer up.
Yeah,
Next.
easy. I'm talking like from the world standards, John. If we're like looking like, hey, this guy looks like he's, like, everybody would say, oh, this is the man. He's got.
A world standard of a man.
Yes.
Tom Brady.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Why?
He's got everything a man would want in the world's eyes, except Giselle, and she's in jiu-jitsu man's hands. I guess he had Giselle, but I'm sorry. Go. Like back when he was playing, he had a victorious supermodel wife, had millions of dollars. You either loved him or you hated him. People were jealous of what he had. I just think as far as success goes, but if you're talking like a manly man, I would say a little bit different. Like you go a couple routes with it.
Well, so no, I agree with you. I think you go a couple different routes. I heard one sermon by Vadi that was kind of like the way he defined it, the world, or the way he defined what the world defines what a man is by, he used 3 B's because of course pastors have to use alliterations. So he said the ball field, the billfold, and the bedroom. And if you're going by those three, Tom Brady, yes, would hit all three.
Okay, can you say the 3 Bs again? I was tuning out. I'm sorry.
It's all good. The ball field, the billfold, and the bedroom.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can also go like I can't think of the guy that we would bring up as far as like who men would say are like, dude, that guy's a dude. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it without sounding a certain way.
Yeah. Yeah. Pause. No, I get it.
No offense. No.
Did he freeze?
You guys
Yeah, I
here?
think so.
Oh,
Am I back?
Yeah,
You're back. There you go.
Can you think of anybody?
I mean, I think of like.
I mean, like
Talking-
Leonidas. Leonidas is a man
Yeah, I was just sitting here thinking like
from the
Chris
movie
Kyle
300.
or
Oh, Chris Kyle's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're picking
the
movie guys,
CrossFit in me wants to say Rich Froning or Matt Frazier.
Ooh, Rich Froning. I think Rich Froning's a good one.
Colton Mertens, that's a good one.
Colton Mertens is a man. Yeah, but we're talking about the world, not CrossFit.
Yeah,
Like that's
why I didn't say that.
Let's
'cause
get
I'm
out of
like,
our small world.
The whole world doesn't know who Rich Froning is. Like Rich could walk through an airport and probably not get stopped at all because not many people know. You know what I'm saying? But Chris Kyle could too. Never mind.
Okay, dark.
he couldn't, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he could. I got you. Yeah.
Dark horse here, Travis Kelce.
No,
he's got the notoriety of having dated Swift.
I'd rather
he
be
might
a
have.
woman.
Yeah. I don't think men would say Travis Kelce is a man.
I'd say
I think Jason Kelce is more of a
man.
man. Yeah, let's go. We're on the same page, bro.
No, I hear you.
Dude,
Jason
he is.
Kelce
He's a freaking man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I got you. Okay, well, we're getting sidetracked, but the point is,
I think we're getting on our path to finding our guy. We're not there yet. I think we got to keep
Pat
on.
Tillman, that's a good one too.
I think we got to keep
Pat
on.
Tillman's a really good one, dude.
Going.
I like Jocko Willett. Kenneth said, I like that one. That's
I
a
don't
good
like
one.
that guy at all. But
Well, you can have a personal preference. Jeez.
80s, you could say like an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
80s
Rocky
and
Balboa, Sylvester
90s.
Stallone.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Rambo.
Fine in real life. I'm gonna make him. Did I freeze again?
You're good now.
My internet's
Troy.
not doing great.
But the point is the reasons why we might, like, what are the reasons that we might put them in this, category of, why are these guys the man, right? And I mentioned Vadi's 3 Bs, but then like other stuff. What makes these guys, in your opinion, like the picturesque? This is a dude.
I mean, they can fight.
Okay, so like strength.
I mean, I think strength is different than being able to fight, but sure. But like, I think a lot of guys think that too. Just, he looks big, stuff like that.
I think they play a part too.
Well, somewhat they command respect a little bit when they walk into a room. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger has that like a lot. Like anybody who ever talks to him, like Arnold just like anywhere he goes, he's directing what's happening. And I don't even know what you would call that, but like just like other than respect.
Maybe like they have like people are in awe of them. Would there be another way of saying that?
But I mean, you go to Harry Styles, there's a whole bunch of little teenage girls and all that guy. So
that's fair. Good point.
And I think that kind of hits a little bit too on like what our world's definition of a man has changed a little bit. I think amongst guys like us, it hasn't, but for some people,
I don't know. I just said Tom Brady. A lot of people have a problem with that.
That's fair. That's fair. For some people, the and I'm not saying anybody in particular here, but for some people, the picturesque man is now a pushover that does, whatever
Pfizer commercials.
yeah, whatever he's supposed to do, type of thing. So,
yes, ma'am.
Regardless, how is that contrasted with what a man's supposed to be in the Bible? So let's look at 1 Corinthians 16:13 just to start, just to kind of like set the scene a little bit. Because why do you want to
be on your guard, stand firm in your faith, be men of courage, be strong, do everything in love.
Yeah, and there's one version, the ESV version, which I thought was interesting, was let me pull that up really fast.
Be watchful, stand firm in your faith, act like men, be strong, and let all you do be done in love.
So there's a positive. Paul's giving a positive connotation towards acting like a man. So there's a desirable quality. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's society in many ways has poo-pooed men and what men should be, and for some of that's understandable. Like this whole fake macho masculinity, or whatever the crap is that people think the ball field, the billfold, the bedroom makes a man, has been used to take advantage of people and has all been fake in nature. So, but Paul says a true man, that's something to be desirable, to act like, to strive for. So this is why we're kind of trying to address this, right? Is the importance of it all. So I want to start with, and I'm stealing this straight from the thing that Brock sent us, to be completely honest, because I thought it was really, really
YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with for everybody here obviously doesn't know, but Brock sent us a dial-in podcast with Paul Washer was the guy, right, Brock?
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about this topic, just a little 10-minute excerpt, and his argument for what makes a biblical man is love. So I'm going to start with Ephesians 5 verses 25 through 33. And probably a lot of you heard this before. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself up for her, so that he might sanctify her, having cleansed her by the washing of water with the word, that he might present to himself the church in all her glory, having no spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that she would be holy and blameless. So husbands ought also to love their own wives as their own bodies. He who loves his own wife loves himself. For no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as Christ also does the church, because we are members of his body. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and shall be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This mystery is great, but I am speaking with reference to Christ and the church. Nevertheless, each individual among you also is to love his own wife, even as himself, and the wife must see to it that she respects her husband. Okay. Thoughts?
Hang on one second.
I think my thing kind of went in and out. I got the beginning and then the end.
So, did you just post that, Brock? Thank you.
I don't know why.
I don't know if that's gonna work though. Anyways, yeah, that video. Read 21 through.
It was 25 through 33. Ephesians 5, 25 through 33. The opening verse kind of sets the scene, but we could just talk about 25, quite frank.
Well, it's just like it says in that video, his main point is, as a man, the whole basis of being a man is self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's
but in love, not in
right.
not in like trying to get something, not in selfishness. Like I got what you're saying, Daniel, with love, but I mean I also got part of being a man is embracing hard work, embracing working for whatever, and when you and like I think I looked up a couple things, and like Colossians 3:23 through 24, I think say this beautifully. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters, and I take that as or yourself. And then since you know that you will receive inheritance from the Lord as a reward, it is the Lord Christ you are serving. You know, you serve him with whatever you do in whatever moment. So work like that. You know, if you knew this is for God, if God came down and he was like, I need you to fill out this Excel sheet and be very detailed with it for whatever work purpose you had. How detailed would you be? Like he actually came down and said, this is important. How detailed would you be in that Excel sheet? And I don't think we do. People as a whole do that as much as they should, or look at it as like, this is for God, or you're working hard to serve the Lord.
Do you think self-sacrifice? Go ahead, Brock. Go ahead.
A lot of it's perspective. Like I've heard a few different speakers reference this story, but it talks about, I think it's whatever really famous cathedral is in Italy or Rome or somewhere, and it was saying whenever it burnt down, I think it burnt
Notre
down
Dame?
or it was destroyed. I don't know. It's some I don't know. I can't remember. But anyways, he said that they said that one of the people went and asked 3 of the workers what they were doing, and the first worker said, he walks up to him and he says, what are you doing? And he said, I'm laying bricks. He asked the second guy, what are you doing? I'm building a building. Then he asked the third guy, what are you doing? And he said, I'm building a cathedral for the Lord. And they're all 3 doing the same job, but the third guy is looking to the future and looking at what he's doing and what he's doing it for. He's not just laying bricks. He's not just building a building. No, he's building a cathedral for the Lord. He had a different perspective. His heart was in the right place.
Absolutely. I think I got a question that will kind of tie this in with the love aspect a little bit, but do you guys think that true, genuine agape love can be devoid of self-sacrifice? And do you think self-sacrifice can be devoid of doing hard things and embracing hard things?
I think self-sacrifice is hard. Like as far as the second question goes, I think it wouldn't be called self-sacrifice if it wasn't hard, because then there's no sacrifice. Like within the word, it's in the word that it's hard. As far as true agape love, I don't think you have that. You know, agape means unconditional. Yes, selfless. I don't think you have unconditional love for somebody if it's not self-sacrificial in a way. Like, you know, I could be just letting Abby cry in the bed, but I try to do this during this podcast, and I'm going to try to feed her during this podcast because it's that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, and this ties back to Ephesians verse, and like self-sacrifice, like you said, is, I would argue, the hardest thing you can do daily, laying down your life for others, or sacrificing, like, I mean, the Spirit helps us as we become more like Christ, and then it's not us doing it, it's the Spirit. But I would argue getting up every day and saying, hey, I'm gonna lay down my life for others, or basically like do whatever I can to help others, my family, my wife. I think that's the hardest thing that you can do as a Christian or as a man in general. So and then we tie that into verse 25, where Paul tells us to love our wives just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself up for her. Like, what did Christ do at the cross? He legit, like, visibly laid down his life for the church, for his bride. That was the, like, truest showmanship of love. I mean, for me, I would get a little sappy here, but like when I hear stories of Medal of Honor heroes that like jump on grenades and stuff, like it's hard for me not to tear up a little. Like that's what it means to be a man, type of thing.
Hacksaw Ridge. It's a really good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and
he wasn't strong at all.
No, he wasn't. It makes me think of, and this is going to be a little cheesy, but it makes me think of Captain America. Why did the Doctor choose him, right? Because he was the only one willing to actually do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was the only one. He was the only one that exuded, like, I mean, I hate saying this word because the word we're saying, but self-sacrifice, like to the like not out for himself at all, but truly just for his fellow man.
Yeah.
What verse, or where's it at where it says there's no greater love than for a brother to lay down his life for another brother?
That's 1 John. I'll find the exact reference for you. But that's definitely 1 John.
Or there's no greater love than this, than to lay down your life for your brother.
John 15:13.
It's John. Sorry, not 1 John. Yep. Same guy wrote the same book. Close.
There's no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends.
So for us, if we're taking this like, okay, this is what it means to be. So I actually let's get to the second part of that 10-minute video before I like kind of move on to like, I guess, how we might apply this in our lives. But there was the love, self-sacrifice, doing hard things part, and then kind of segueing into the do hard things part, there was this toughness and courageous aspect he talked about. What does that look like, and how does that correlate back to the self-sacrifice?
I mean, I think if you have a base of, and this isn't just spiritually, but if you have a base level toughness, a base level of discipline, I mean, that carries over to the spiritual side. You know what I'm saying? Like if you've trained yourself to, I don't know, to stick to a strength program or to stick to a diet, or if you've practiced discipline in those things, to reading your Bible every day, to doing this and that, like that's tough stuff. Like we don't think about that as being tough because we're not out of breath or we're not hurting or whatever. But little tough decisions will eventually become easier, right? The more and more you do something, it becomes easier. Well, that I think that carries over. Like if you're mentally tough, then I think it would be easier to be spiritually tough, because mental and spiritual kind of go hand in hand in some ways. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you say mentally tough, and I kind of think of it might not be a perfect fit, but I think of like Hosea. Like, how mentally tough do you have to be to stick with Gomer when she's just prostituting herself, and like that's your wife, and constantly leaving you, and you staying, but not only staying, like embracing her, and he had hard times. There's times where it's like, Lord, why would you, why?
Well,
Why are
that's
you
a perfect example.
Why
of
are you doing this
self-sacrifice.
right now? But how mentally tough you got to be just to stay in that situation.
Job,
We could bring up Job, but that's such a, everybody brings up Job. Man, he had a bad time.
He did.
Dude, the story of Job with a full. I'm going to go on a slight rabbit trail right here, and then we'll come back really fast. But the story of Job, I'm going through this. So the church I'm trying to become a member at, or thinking about it, has had a pretty in-depth like membership booklet that they go over stuff. And dude, like some of the stuff they put, I'm like, man, I'm wrestling through like God's sovereignty and man's will, and I'm like, the story of Job, man, is like, that's just hard. That's just hard to comprehend.
Everything that you could think about, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Like if you could just make everything bad, except his wife. His wife didn't die. And then, it kind of makes you think that was part of the punishment,
I think Tim Hawkins said that joke. Or maybe it was John Chris.
I want to say it was Tim Hawkins, but it's a beautiful joke. If y'all have never heard Tim Hawkins Job joke, it's really, really good.
It's really good. It's either him or John Chris. I can't remember.
It's Tim Hawkins. I'm 100% confident.
It's very well delivered, to say the least. But tying back to what Brock said, mentally tough, and what you said, John, with Hosea, dude, just thinking about Christ, like he's bleeding. So he's fully God, but he's fully man. He sympathizes in everything that we went through because he felt everything that we went through. And he's bleeding blood in the garden and still has the resolve to say, yeah, I'm going to the cross. And I'm going to stand, as Paul says in that podcast, I'm going to stand in that doorway so that like I take the full force of whatever's coming for, his bride, which is the eventual church of Christ, the eventual church. So like, I can't comprehend having that type of resolve in that.
Well, thankfully you don't need to.
No, but it does. Then in Acts with Stephen getting stoned says,
forgive
them. They don't know what they're doing.
That's not as bad as Jesus, though. I mean,
No,
first,
I'm not saying it.
First rock hurts, and then you're kind of in Wonderland. You're fine. Like it's.
Yeah, but I think he's talking about him saying forgive them while they're stoning him.
Yeah. If he said it right in the beginning, I think I could say. Is he still dodging when he was saying that, man?
I'm pretty sure not, because I'm pretty sure the next verse he's like, and then his spirit was given up,
and then
he was done.
The heavens opened up, and then he's like, "Oh, thank God!"
What took you so long, dude?
Oh man, dude, I was having delusions right here.
All right, so kind of wrapping this into a little bit of a nice bow. How can we practically become better men? What are some steps that we could take to become more biblical in how we act?
Within the first couple minutes of that video, the very first thing he points out is staying in the Word. You're not in the Word enough.
Yes, thank you. Talk about that, bro.
I mean, that's hard. That's hard for me. I mean, it's not. I was talking to a guy that I used to work with the other day, and he was like, there's no time that I'm more tired than when in the evenings I sit down to read my Bible. He said all of a sudden, and I mean, I'm sure y'all, experience it too. All of a sudden, like you get everything else you need to get done, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna read. And then, it's 8:30 at night, whatever. You sit down, and the next thing you know, you're dog tired. You know what I mean? I mean, that happens to me all the time. But no,
I'm
I'm
out when I get home.
I have a hard time
lay
a lot
down,
of
I'm
times with
done.
reading.
Now,
let me ask y'all this to kind of segue out of that, I guess, but a question that goes along with that. Whenever you decide, like, how, so we know that we're supposed to stay in the Word. We know that we're supposed to constantly read and be in prayer. How do y'all determine what or where in the Bible you're going to be reading? Like, do you just randomly pick like, y'all personally, do you randomly pick a book and say, I'm going to study through this book? Or do you look up something on your phone, like a Bible reading plan or a devotion book? Or how do y'all do that?
I like
That's
to go.
something I have a hard time with.
Yeah, I like to go chronological just because I can get more context that way, and then like just really take my time wherever I'm at. But then also, like, if you ever see really anything that makes you curious about something, like if I was like, oh, what does this say about this verse? There's a verse about this. There's a verse that fits this perfectly, and then you go look up this verse, and then you just start kind of reading around that verse, and then you kind of go a couple chapters back to get context of that, and then you might just be in that book for a while, like a month. But typically I like to go chronological. It's just what I like to do. But I'll probably, I don't know how many times I've read it like front to back, but like it'll be like I'll read the New Testament probably twice for every time I read the Old Testament. Just because. That's not really a good answer, but that's what I do.
I think that's I get where you're coming from, John, because I mean it's a whole story. Like all 66 books are tied together. I think
it's history. Like I'll like research what's happening like in the world during that time. You know what I mean? And like because you can kind of find different things that relate to different stories that you might have not knew before if you didn't like have this history in your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it becomes more physically tangible when you're able to research that history and like put it in its appropriate context and be like, oh, dang, this actually did happen. Like, and then this actually did happen. And I'm not saying I personally have done a good job with this. I've had my dad has helped point out some areas, or he's going through books that he's teaching and like I'm gleaning from what he's uncovering, or like listening to some other really good Bible teachers. I'm hoping that I can get to that point where I can like really dive into a book and then get the history behind it and be like just have like, for example, like have Isaiah come alive or something like that, where it's like, wow, this is legit, like the word of God. Like he spoke this to man and this happened and this, and he chose to reveal part of his plan and divine nature to us. Like that's so incredible. But I don't think like, so long story short, yeah, I try to do the chronological thing too. And then like, if I got stuff on the side, for example, my small group is going through like an Acts study right now. So I do that some days. I've been working through that membership booklet. So I'm like kind of working through that some days. So yeah, I'm, I guess, kind of all over the place, but I don't know. What do you like to do?
What do you mean influence the Bible? I mean, I think it depends.
I think she means influenced how it was written.
How it was written?
Like the actual content, or like the type of language?
The actual content.
No.
I don't think it
You
did.
want to go into detail?
Yeah. Well, okay. So, and you guys feel free to add on to this wherever I fall short, because I will. But
Romans 3:23.
Yeah. What about Romans 3:23?
We all fall short. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm addressing the question specifically.
I know. I was
don't...
making a joke and you got stuck, and now it's not funny anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, and I think we're hoping to like address these specific attributes of God in the future in specific podcasts, but one of the foremost attributes of God is his sovereignty. And what does sovereign mean? It means that he rules over everything and he has control over everything. Now you have to be careful when you get too stuck in the weeds here, because then it gets a little, you can get a little too much to one side or the other, but we're not going to focus on that right now. We're focusing on God is sovereign. It's clear. So if God is sovereign, God, and whatever God wills will happen, then there's no possible way that history could have influenced his will and his word in that case, because he is sovereign over the world. He created the world. He orchestrated the plan for Christ to come, all of that. So no, history cannot influence the Bible or God's plan. God can use history to accomplish what he's going to accomplish, but history itself cannot cause God to, like, oh shoot, I got to call this audible because this person did something I wasn't expecting. That God is outside of all that.
I think it's hard because our minds can't really comprehend that. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
We can't, and that's why I think a lot of people get stuck on God. This could go down a really deep rabbit hole, but
right.
I think that's why a lot of people have trouble with the predestination topic. Like, because at the end of the day, in a way, we are predestined, but we have free will. And what I mean by that is you're predestined in a way that God is all knowing. So God knows what choice I'm going to make. God knows what choice you're going to make. He knows if you're going to choose him or not, but he still gives you the opportunity. But you can't, like, it's hard to wrap your mind around that he knows what you're going to do, but you still have the option. You know what I'm saying? Like in our finite brains, we have the option, but in his omniscient nature, he knows what's going to happen.
Yes. This is the topic that I was talking about that I'm working through that membership booklet, and people have had arguments over since at the earliest John Calvin, or at the latest John Calvin, like since John Calvin. So it's been happening a long time, and it's because God Almighty has chosen to reveal himself to us, and we're trying to understand him. So I don't think there is, personally, I'm not going to profess I know everything, but in my personal opinion, there are truths that the Bible states, like, this is true and this is true, and I can't reconcile them at times in my head. So that's when I get to God is God and I am not. I don't know. I don't have really anything to add to that besides, yes, you're exactly right. It's hard to comprehend.
Yeah, I don't know if it fits the same bill, but I mean, I think of like all of the prophecies that have been proven true, like centuries later, just help reinforce the accuracy of what the Bible is.
Yeah. Dude, what's wrong with his Wi-Fi?
I don't know.
He's gonna have a good little point there.
Okay,
Grant is blowing up the comments right now. My goodness.
Like Isaiah talked about a virgin birth 700 years before Jesus. Right. And then he said in the same Isaiah in chapter 53 talks about a suffering servant that everybody will despise, but he will suffer for everybody's sins. These are prophet, like he said this 700 years before it happened. And then it happened to the detail of exactly what he said. I think also in Isaiah, tell me if I'm wrong, Daniel, it says water will be pierced from his body.
Mm-hmm.
Like
he'll be pierced for our transgressions. Yeah.
Details like that were proven true. There's so many different prophecies from centuries, multiple centuries, that were proven true with Jesus and the crucifixion and the resurrection. And that's not influenced by who's writing it at the time. That's God's.
But that is history, because history tells you that they found these documents. You know what I'm saying? Like, history proves the Bible, you know?
Yes.
Right.
And that's
Bible is history.
I gotta get into this more, because there are some cool prophecies in those major prophets that we haven't even I didn't really ever think of. But if you actually look into history, the destruction of Tyre was prophesied. I believe it was either Isaiah or Jeremiah.
Jeremiah is the destruction of everything, essentially. Jeremiah was just it was joked that he's the crying prophet, because God basically told Jeremiah, hey, I'm about to F everybody up, and you need to tell them. And everybody's going to hate you, but you need to tell everybody that I'm going to mess y'all up in a minute. And Jeremiah said, hey, all of these people are about to take over you people, because you people won't stop worshiping stick God over here. And then it came to pass 30 years later, after he said it originally. That's not, he wasn't just I don't know how you can be influenced when you're predicting something to happen, and it's the entire freaking civilization of people getting overran by another civilization of people that nobody is scared of at the time. They're not even worried about, they can't fathom that this is going to happen. Nobody took them seriously. That's why it'd be like me screaming to everybody right now, hey, Japan is going to take over America, and it's going to be really, really bad. And they're going to cut everybody's head off. That's what it's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. God told me that this is going to happen, and we need to get right now. Nobody would believe me, and then it'd be like Japan actually doing it. That's not influence. That's God telling you what's going to happen, and then it happens.
I think that's why the prophecies are provided, right? So that we can look back and be like, wow, this, if this happened and this happened and this happened, just like in John. Well, I write down these, John said, I'm writing this so that you may believe, right? Showing
you better signs. Believe I beat Peter to the tomb. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You're on a good point. Go.
No. You're exactly right. It's just validation of what the Bible is. It's providing little snippets for us to be like, oh, God is who he says he is. 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 So I know that was a long-winded answer to your question, Garrett, but no, God is not influenced by history.
But what I'm saying is he can't. How can you say it's influence when there's stuff like that are predicting the downfall of civilization, and then it happens later? That's not it's not influence. They're literally saying something impossible is going to happen, and then it happens.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jeremiah would not be very high on the mountain of. I should make a mountain of prophesiers. You know who the number one?
Who's number one?
It'd be Jesus, man. His prophecy hasn't come through yet, but it's coming.
Well, he prophesied that he would.
Brock liked that one.
Killed and then
he said, he said, hey, I'm coming back. Don't worry, guys, I'm coming back. I'm just gonna go to sleep for a little bit. I'm coming back. Yeah. No, Jesus be number one for sure. And then I'm gonna have to do some research for 2 through 15. Daniel's never seen the mountain, Brock. He doesn't know what that's about.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It is.
You know what it is?
I know what it is because you showed me the video of what's his face getting all upset that he wasn't on it.
It's the rich tapestry of fitness, man.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. You want me to make it?
I'm not a predestination guy. I was using that as a reference. I do not believe in predestination, for the record.
Dude, that is
so many arguments when we room together. It's gonna be so much fun.
Grant, I'll give you a 3-minute head start, and I'll still beat you at 20.
Grant, we only have 2 bedrooms, and I'm not rooming with you, man. You got to pick one of these 2, and I'm going with the other person. It's gonna be. No, if I don't know how to do the graphics. If I could do the graphics, I would make a mountain of prophecy people. We could do that. I think you guys would get a kick out of it.
Hey, I want to, because we could be on this, dude. We're going into some serious rabbit holes that could literally take the rest of our lives to even possibly try to answer and still not answer. So I want to address Garrett's point really fast. God might not be, humans probably are. I can't post it because I don't have those type of credentials. And then we'll get into the workout, and then I got to get out of here because I can't be here till 9 o'clock. But
wait, what time is it where you're at?
8:19. Just saying, we could get going, man.
Dang, y'all got it good. It's 9:20 here.
We live where we live, man.
Garrett, it comes down to, do you believe that the Bible is the inerrant word of God? If you do, then it doesn't matter that humans can err because God was speaking through them. As 2 Timothy 3:16 says, all scripture is inspired by God and profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, for training in righteousness. If you don't believe that it's the inspired word of God and infallible, then yeah, you can pretty much believe whatever you want, because it's like, I mean, I'm going to pick and choose what I want and what I don't want.
Question for you. Do you think, and again, I know we won't take a long time, but do you think you can say, do you think you believe in God if you don't believe that the Bible is the true word of God?
No.
Why?
I don't think you can believe in the God of the Bible.
Why do the two go hand in hand? Or do you believe like that? Well, like my thought process, I know I'm answering my own question, would be like, if you believe Jesus resurrected from the dead and he is the one true Son of God and our Savior, like, but you believe that part, that's the hardest part to believe. Like, if you believe that part, why is the rest of it like human error? You know what I mean? Like but go ahead.
No. I'm going to add to that. I think it's not so much difficulty in believing as it is you are compelled to. If you believe that Christ rose from the dead, then that means everything he said is true, which means that everything in the Bible is true, no matter how much we like or don't like. Trust me, there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't like, but it's like, it's true. If
I'm not allowed to have concubines anymore, that sucks.
Yes, there you go.
I'm just kidding, baby. I love you. I don't want no concubines.
I can't go. I'm not supposed to go beat up this guy that called me a mean word. Like, whatever it is. Like, I know those are like trivial and kind of childish, but no, the two cannot be divorced.
The people didn't like that. Everybody left.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Oh no. That was I didn't even notice that at all until he said it, and then I looked up and there was 2 people, and I was like, "Oh no, that's so funny." Oh my gosh! I want Brock. You clip that, put that on YouTube. No, the part that Daniel said, not people listening, but that's amazing, guys. We're at like 10 people. For you 2 that are listening, thank you for staying. We're at like 10, and then Daniel started talking, and then I looked up and it was 2. Brock said that.
Sorry, guys.
Way to go, Daniel.
Yeah, it's I would say my bad, but it's
not.
It's
not. It's not. It's their bad.
No.
No, they don't want to hear the truth. No, it's their bad.
Don't come back now,
Daniel. It's the truth.
I'm not going back on what I said. It's more like we can speak the truth in grace. We can be nice about it. So it is what it is. All right. Well, since we lost all our people, I guess we should just talk about the workout and get out of here. Huh?
Okay, sure. All right. Daniel has made this workout. He stayed to make it. Go ahead.
Okay. I gotta figure out exactly what I sent you.
Hot start.
Yeah, sorry. All right. 25 cal row. So this is kind of working off John's 50 cal bike and then burpees type thing, but no burpees because I hate burpees. 25 cal row. And then whatever your time result is, you split between a 225-pound back squat and devil's press with 50s. And then if it's like an odd number, say you got 67 seconds, then you have to do one more of the back squat, but it's split even halfway, if that makes sense.
So if you take 30 seconds to do the 25 cal row, you have 25 front squats or back squats?
No, if you take 30 seconds, you got 15 back squats, 15 devil's press.
Oh, I think it should be 30 and 30.
No.
I thought you were saying it's the same amount.
No.
That's too quick, Daniel. It's like
I'm making a workout.
Okay. You're right. I when you sent that to me, I read it as like 30 back squats and 30.
Yeah, because you're a stupid CrossFitter. That's why. Okay. I'm about to make the other 2 people leave.
No, one of them was my dad, and he's in your camp. He's all about not doing 30 reps as well.
25 calorie row. However long it takes, you have to split between the devil's press and the back squat.
Yes, sir.
And your score is your time.
Yeah. So if you take 50 seconds to do the rower, you have 25 back squats, 25 devil's press.
Ew.
Well, I thought it was like you'd have 50 and 50.
Dude, that I would die.
Well, did row fast.
Yeah, me too.
I'm hoping that the squat will hamstring you slightly, Brock.
Oh, it will for sure.
I don't know, 225. You can do that. I thought there were front squats.
But I can tell you, I'm gonna absolutely send the rower. So that's gonna screw me for.
I kind of think Brock's still gonna win, man.
I think so too.
I think we need to make the squat 275. I really do.
If he wins, then that's great. Now I have a data point on so this is what we're looking at.
That's fair. Okay. I think we're all gonna finish the row within 3 seconds of each other. Daniel will be first, you'll be second, and I'll be last.
Yeah, it's not gonna be as much of a gap as I was hoping, I think, unfortunately.
We should make it a 40 cal row. I'm good with 25.
That's a lot of squats, dude. That's a lot of devil's press. We could do 30. We could do 30 cals.
I'm good with 30 cal. They're split up now. I didn't think they were split up. So that's why I was like, yeah, keep it low because I thought it was the same amount. You know what I mean? Let's go 30. 30 is a nice even number.
Okay, 30 cal row. All right.
I wouldn't recommend. Hold on. I wouldn't recommend reading the Watchtower. Just saying.
All right. Before we
leave, in the Watchtower, isn't that the Jehovah's Witness people? Isn't that their Bible?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Garrett,
I
don't
don't
read that. It's nonsense.
Before we leave, can you guys keep my grandpa in your prayers? He had a heart attack, and he was in the hospital, and he's
Yeah, for sure.
He's pretty old, so but he's stable. He's stable now. So like I think he's gonna be fine, but still, it's still not great.
Does he know Jesus?
Sure.
Yeah, he's all right.
Okay.
My grandpa's a pastor.
Yes. I didn't know that. We'll pray for him still.
Okay. He has a church and everything.
You didn't tell me this.
I think you would have known this. I think you just forgot.
Probably. I forget a lot. I've gotten hit in the head a lot. That's my excuse.
I don't know. To be fair, like we were moved. Like we didn't live by them. Like they weren't in Illinois. They're Missouri. So like if you weren't ever in Missouri, and you never were, like we weren't ever. You know what I'm saying? You would have never seen them. Like I don't know your grandparents. If you told me they did something, I wouldn't have known them, even if I had seen them once.
Yeah, my grandma lived with us too.
Oh no! No. I would remember your grandma, but you know what I'm saying though. I wouldn't know if she did something at all.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good. All right, we go, guys. Happy graces.
I'm good.
Okay.
Next week.
Oh, next week. Did we want to open up? What did you guys topic wise want to talk about, or was it like opening up to like attributes of God and what people wanted to address or whatnot?
What is a woman?
I'm good with that. Good with whatever.
What is a woman next? I don't know if we're equipped to.
We'll dive into Ruth and.
I mean, Proverbs 31.
Yeah. What is the other one? Judges 13 or whatever. The one where she's splitting somebody's head open.
Oh, like the stake through.
Yeah. Saul's head. No, it's not Saul.
It wasn't Saul. It was.
But you know what I'm talking about. It's. I think it's in Judges.
Yeah, it's in Judges for sure.
Joshua and Judges. Those are some.
There's some hardcore stuff in there.
There's probably the most graphic books of the Bible. Joshua and Judges.
Well, I don't know. The one with Genesis is brutal when the I forget which sons of Jacob when their sister gets raped and then they go and just torch the whole town.
Yeah. But I feel like that's all Joshua and Judges.
Yeah. There's a lot of it.
What do you mean, Kenneth?
So you have to enlighten us. Oh, I want to address your dad's topic at some point in the future too. Your dad's question. He said he's scared of God because of the book of Job. That would be something interesting to talk about.
I mean, I think everybody should have a healthy fear of God.
Well, that's why I think something good to talk about.
It's like when your dad like gives you, the look, like, to like kind of straighten up, because if you don't,
Grant, it's not a CrossFit workout. Would you chill out, please? That's fine, Grant. You do it since it's so easy, and see what place you come in.
Yes. Yeah, Grant. I want Grant to do it. Do you want to have Grant on as a guest next week? Do we want to have Grant on as a guest next week? And he has to do
Grant he is now a part of the workouts that we're doing.
Yeah, not the podcast, with the workouts.
225 for 30 reps unbroken. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I will not do that unbroken.
You're not doing the devil's press any fast at all if you're doing that. No, Grant, you can't talk like that and not do the workout. You're always wanting to do the workout. It's Daniel, repeat the workout.
Okay, it's 30 cal rows, and then whatever
30 cal row. 30 cal row.
30 cal row. Yes, thank you. And then whatever you get for time, you split evenly between back squat at 225 and devil's press with 250-pound dumbbells.
290-pound dumbbells. We're waiting.
You know, if you just said as opposed to typed wait, you could get your answer out faster.
No, you have to clean it and then back rack it, and then that's how you back spot it.
Yes,
So
from the rack.
Hey,
Grant.
all of a sudden, I have easily won this workout. I am going unbroken if that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the rack.
This is an interesting question.
I think you can tie that into to the question that Larry had. Mr. Young. Sorry, Larry. Mr. Young.
Well, let's y'all want to talk about Joe?
We can do that. You want to do that next week? We'll talk about is it okay to be afraid of God?
Let's do that next week. Yeah.
Or should you be afraid of God? That's what we should title it.
All right.
That's good.
I like it.
We started talking about working out and we went back to 7 viewers. You people. Okay. All right, guys. We're out.
Yeah.
Have a good one.